The Forgotten Mansion. The wind howled through the empty corridors of the old mansion, its whispers intertwining with the echoes of the past. Gabriel stood in the grand hall, staring at the gilded mirrors that reflected the ghostly flicker of candlelight. The walls, adorned with portraits of ancestors long forgotten, seemed to watch him with hollow eyes. Yet, in the heart of this opulent prison, all Gabriel could think about was her, Isabella. Years ago, Gabriel had been a penniless dreamer, madly in love with Isabella. She was everything to him, beautiful, enchanting, and utterly captivating. But to her, Gabriel was nothing more than a fleeting amusement, a toy to be discarded when the novelty wore off. She took him for granted, relishing in the devotion he showered upon her while her eyes wandered to wealthier prospects. He had offered her everything he had, his heart, his dreams, his very soul. But she had laughed in his face, choosing to marry a rich suitor who could provide her with the luxuries Gabriel could only dream of. Shattered and humiliated, Gabriel had left town, vowing never to return to the place where his heart had been crushed. But life has a strange way of turning the tables. Through a stroke of fortune and relentless determination, Gabriel amassed a fortune that dwarfed even Isabella's wildest fantasies. He became the owner of the very mansion where he now stood, a symbol of his triumph over the past that once held him captive. It was said that the mansion was cursed, that the previous owners had all met untimely and mysterious deaths. But Gabriel didn't care. To him, the curse was just another ghost story, a relic of the past meant to scare away the weak-hearted. He was beyond fear, or so he thought. One stormy evening, Gabriel received a letter. The handwriting was familiar, elegant, and laced with memories of a time he wished to forget. It was from Isabella. "Gabriel, I've heard of your success. I'm ashamed of how I treated you, and I've made a terrible mistake. I need to see you. Please come to the mansion." Gabriel's heart raced, a mix of old emotions swirling within him. But something in the letter felt off, an air of desperation, of finality. Against his better judgment, he decided to meet her. Perhaps it was curiosity, or perhaps it was the lingering ghost of the love he once held. Whatever it was, it drew him back to her like a moth to a flame. When he arrived, the mansion was shrouded in darkness, save for a single light in the drawing room. He pushed open the heavy oak doors, the creaking hinges echoing through the empty space. The scent of damp wood and decaying flowers filled the air. Isabella was sitting by the fire, her back to him. She looked frail, as though the years had worn away her once radiant beauty. But as she turned to face him, Gabriel froze. Her eyes, once sparkling with life, were now hollow and sunken. Her skin, pale as death, seemed to hang loosely from her bones. "Gabriel," she whispered, her voice a mere shadow of its former self. "You came." He took a step back, the realization dawning on him. This wasn't the Isabella he once knew. This was something else, something twisted and wrong. "I made a terrible mistake," she continued, her voice growing fainter with each word. "I was blinded by greed, and now I'm trapped here, trapped in this cursed place." Gabriel's blood ran cold. The rumors about the mansion, the stories of its curse, they were true. The mansion had claimed Isabella, just as it had claimed the others. She was no longer alive, not in the way he understood. She was a part of the mansion now, bound to it for eternity. He felt a tug at his heart, the old love he once held for her flickering to life. But then he remembered the pain, the betrayal. He had come here to confront his past, to face the woman who had broken him. But now, standing before her twisted specter, he realized there was nothing left to confront. The Isabella he had loved was gone, lost to the darkness she had chosen over him. Gabriel turned away, the weight of the mansion's gaze pressing down on him. He had a choice. He could stay, let the past consume him, or he could leave and never look back. The decision was clear. As he walked away, the wind howled louder, the mansion's walls groaning as if in protest. But Gabriel didn't look back. He left the mansion, left Isabella and the curse behind. That night, as he lay in his bed, he realized that wealth, power, and success meant nothing if he let himself be consumed by the past. He had escaped the mansion, escaped Isabella's grasp, and now he was free. The curse that had haunted his life was finally broken, and he knew he would never return to that dark, twisted place again. And in the cold, empty corridors of the mansion, Isabella's ghost wept, her cries lost to the wind, forever bound to the prison of her own making, forgotten and alone.